The theater lights dimmed just as I slipped into the back row, heart pounding from the rush of sneaking out of my conservative family's dinner. There he was, Alex, with his easy smile and those piercing blue eyes that had haunted my dreams since our first accidental meeting at the campus coffee shop. In that moment, as the previews rolled, he turned to me and whispered something that would shatter my world forever. I never imagined a simple movie night could ignite such a firestorm in my life. Growing up in a small town in rural Ohio, where church on Sundays and Friday night football defined existence, being different wasn't just frowned upon. It was dangerous. My parents, devout and unyielding, had drilled into me the importance of fitting in, of finding a nice girl and settling down. But here I was, Ethan, a 22-year-old college junior majoring in literature, sitting next to Alex, the charismatic art student from New York City who transferred in last semester. Our connection had started innocently enough. Shared glances in the library, late-night study sessions that turned into deep conversations about life, dreams, and the secrets we both harbored. Alex was everything I wasn't, out and proud, with a confidence that drew people in like moths to a flame. He'd grown up in a progressive family, attending pride parades since he was a teen, while I still hid behind the facade of the straight-A student athlete. That night in the theater, as the film, a gritty indie drama about forbidden love, unfolded on screen, Alex's hand brushed mine. It wasn't accidental. My pulse raced, a mix of terror and exhilaration. "Ethan," he murmured during a quiet scene, "I can't pretend anymore. I think I'm falling for you." The words hung in the air like smoke, thick and inescapable. I froze, glancing around the sparsely populated theater, convinced someone might overhear. But the back row offered a veil of anonymity, a temporary sanctuary from the judgmental eyes of the world outside. I didn't pull away. Instead, I intertwined my fingers with his, feeling the warmth seep through my skin, awakening parts of me I'd long suppressed. The movie blurred into the background as we stole whispers, sharing stories of our pasts. Alex talked about his first crush, a boy in high school who'd broken his heart, and how he'd vowed to live authentically ever after. I confessed my fears. The sermons at church condemning unnatural desires, the way my father would quote Bible verses at dinner, the isolation of knowing I was gay but too scared to admit it. By the time the credits rolled, something had shifted. We lingered in our seats as the theater emptied, the dim exit lights casting long shadows. Alex turned to me fully, his expression earnest. "What if we gave this a shot? Just us, seeing where it goes?" My mind screamed warnings. My roommate might notice, my parents could find out. But my heart, for the first time, overruled. I nodded, and we shared our first kiss there in the back row, tentative and sweet, a promise of more to come. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of stolen moments. We'd meet in hidden corners of campus, like the old oak tree behind the dorms or late-night drives to the outskirts of town. Alex introduced me to his world. Underground LGBTQ+ meetups, books by authors like James Baldwin, and playlists of songs that spoke to our souls. I felt alive, truly seen for the first time. But cracks began to show. My best friend, Jake, a fellow football player, started questioning why I was ditching our usual hangouts. "Dude, you're acting weird. Is there a girl?" He'd prod, and I'd laugh it off, the lie tasting bitter. One evening, after a particularly intense discussion about coming out, Alex pushed me gently. "Ethan, you can't live in the closet forever. It's eating you up." He was right, but the thought terrified me. My family was everything. My mom with her warm hugs, my dad with his quiet pride in my achievements. How could I risk losing that? Yet, as our relationship deepened, the secrecy weighed heavier. We argued for the first time when I canceled a date because my sister was visiting. "You're ashamed of me," Alex accused, his voice cracking. "No," I insisted, pulling him close. "I'm ashamed of myself for not being brave like you." The conflict escalated when rumors started swirling on campus. Someone had seen us holding hands in a coffee shop off campus. Whispers followed me to class, stares in the locker room. Jake confronted me one day after practice. "Is it true? Are you gay?" His tone wasn't accusatory. but the word hung like a verdict. I denied it at first, panic surging. But then, in a moment of raw honesty, I admitted it. To my surprise, Jake hugged me. "Man, I don't care. You're still my bro." It was a small victory, a glimmer of acceptance in a sea of uncertainty. But the real storm brewed at home. Thanksgiving break loomed, and I dreaded facing my parents. Alex encouraged me to tell them, but I couldn't. Instead, I invited him to join me, disguising it as bringing a friend. The drive to Ohio was tense, filled with what-ifs. As we pulled into the driveway of my childhood home, snow flurrying around us, I prayed for a miracle. Dinner that first night was awkward. My mom fussed over Alex, asking about his art, while my dad eyed him suspiciously. "New York, huh? Liberal place," he grunted. Alex handled it gracefully, but I saw the strain. Later, in my old room, we lay side by side on the twin bed, whispering plans for the future. "One day, we'll have our own place," Alex said, tracing circles on my palm. It was a dream that sustained me through the unease. The blow came on Thanksgiving Day. During the meal, my uncle, a loudmouthed veteran, launched into a rant about those gays ruining America. My family nodded along, chuckling at his jokes. I felt Alex tense beside me, his hand clenching under the table. I wanted to speak up, to defend us, but fear silenced me. After dinner, as we helped clear plates, my sister pulled me aside. "Ethan, what's going on with you and Alex? You two seem close." Her eyes were knowing, almost sympathetic. That night, Alex and I fought in hushed tones. "How can you sit there and let them talk like that?" he demanded. "Because they're my family," I shot back. "And what am I?" he asked, tears glistening. The argument left us raw, sleeping back to back for the first time. Returning to campus brought temporary relief, but the divide grew. Alex wanted more public dates, introducing me as his boyfriend. I resisted, citing safety, but deep down it was cowardice. Our friends noticed the tension. At a party, a drunk frat guy made a homophobic slur, and Alex stood up to him, fists clenched. I pulled him away, but not before the guy spat, "Faggots." The word echoed, a reminder of the world's cruelty. As winter set in, our relationship hit a breaking point. Alex received an internship offer in San Francisco, a dream opportunity. "Come with me," he pleaded. "We can start fresh." But I was tied to my roots, my degree, my fears. "I can't just leave," I said. The silence that followed was deafening. In a desperate bid to salvage us, I suggested a weekend getaway to Chicago. The city buzzed with energy, a far cry from our small-town constraints. We wandered hand in hand through Millennium Park, kissed under the bean sculpture, feeling free. But even there, a passerby's dirty look reminded me of the battles ahead. Back at school, the pressure mounted. My grades slipped as anxiety consumed me. One night, after a particularly bad day, I broke down in Alex's arms. "I love you," I confessed for the first time. He held me, whispering, "I love you too. But love isn't enough if we're not equal in it." The turning point came during a campus protest against anti-LGBTQ legislation. Alex was at the forefront, chanting slogans, while I watched from the sidelines. A counter-protester shouted slurs, and chaos erupted. In the melee, Alex got shoved, hitting the ground hard. Seeing him hurt ignited something in me. I rushed forward, helping him up, and for the first time, I yelled back at the haters. "Leave him alone." That act of defiance changed everything. I came out to my parents over the phone that night, my voice shaking. My mom's tears broke my heart. My dad's silence worse. "We need time," they said. It hurt, but it was a start. Alex and I reconciled, stronger for the trials. But as graduation approached, new conflicts arose. His family welcomed me with open arms during a visit to New York, a stark contrast to mine. Jealousy flickered. Why couldn't my life be like that? Summer brought internships and distance. Alex in California, me interning in Cleveland. Phone calls sustained us, but doubts crept in. Was long distance feasible? Could I handle the societal pushback? A surprise visit from Alex midway through summer rekindled our flame. We spent days exploring the city, dreaming of a future together. But reality intruded when my boss, overhearing a call, made a snide comment about alternative lifestyles. It fueled my resolve to live openly. Fall semester reunited us, but tensions simmered. Alex pushed for marriage equality discussions, while I grappled with my faith. Attending a queer-friendly church helped, but old wounds lingered. The climax built during a family reunion. My parents invited Alex, a tentative olive branch. Conversations were stilted, but progress showed when my dad asked about Alex's art without judgment. Yet, an aunt's whispered disapproval sparked an argument. "This isn't natural," she said. I defended us fiercely. Love is love. As the year wound down, Alex proposed a bold step, moving in together post-graduation. The idea thrilled and terrified me. In a moment of vulnerability, during a quiet movie night echoing our first date, he slid to the floor in the back row of an empty theater we'd snuck into. Kneeling slowly, he pulled out a simple ring. "Ethan, will you build a life with me?" Tears streamed down my face as I said yes. The back row once again our sanctuary. But life isn't a fairy tale. Post-engagement, challenges persisted. Job hunts in conservative areas meant hiding our status. Friends drifted, unable to reconcile their beliefs with our love. Society's debates on gay rights raged, mirroring our personal struggles. We navigated therapy, advocacy groups, and tough talks with family. Acceptance came slowly. My parents attended our small commitment ceremony, a tearful milestone. Years later, reflecting on that back row moment, I wonder, in a world quick to judge, is true love defined by societal approval or by the courage to kneel despite it all? Is it right that personal happiness should come at the cost of familial bonds? Or is breaking free the ultimate act of self-love?